Welcome back. Now joining me in studio is Kenneth Bwile with Let's Talk.
I'm with Eli Kamugisha, the Uganda Export Promotions Board, the man in charge of bringing those dollars to the country. What is known from Uganda or northern Uganda today that can bring dollars?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I've said, for a long time, the northern region had problems, the wars, the conflict, but I can tell you, the northern region has come back. It is in production. It is producing many products, including simsim, what we call sesame seed. Sesame seed is very important. It has markets in Europe. It has markets in China, in Japan. One of the exporters told me he has been exporting it now to USA. It has markets in India and the Middle East. And I can tell you, I have had meetings with opinion leaders, important people in the region, including bishops, who are encouraging their folk to produce simsim. And I think that is important. Because if you have to create wealth, one of the ways to create wealth is to produce for the market.
When you talk of the region is producing simsim, are we producing a quantity that we can consume and we give out a surplus? Or because there's a market, we are forgetting our local consumption and we want the market that is for dollars?
Now let me first say the funny one. My role is to promote exports.
Whether we have enough or not.
Whether they have enough or not, I would be very happy that we get, the currency, the dollar has fought our currency. I would use the word fought our currency. So I would be very excited that we produce almost everything. We produce everything for the market. But no, I don't want to say that. I know you also have your tummy and you want to consume, but I can tell you that I will, next time we interact, I will show you that there has been a lot of production. And yes, you see even on the streets of Kampala, people are eating simsim. People still are using simsim in the north. And yes, a lot is exported. And we have exporters seriously dedicated to exporting simsim. And I tell you, 2 weeks ago, buyers came all the way from China. They came all the way from Japan to Uganda Export Promotion Board to ask me help them identify producers with whom they can begin a business relationship. And we did that. So you can see, one, that the demand is there, that the market is there, that we begin to see buyers themselves move. You see, in the past,
looking for you.
For you. While it would always be that you producer, you go through for your market. And I think this is very positive. That tells you of the importance of the product. That tells you the market. And that encourages the producers in northern Uganda that, there is hope, and that once they earn income, it is very good, because once war has ended, war is unfortunate, we need to begin to produce, we need to earn livelihoods, we need to create wealth.
When the Chinese, Japanese come to your office, they are looking for simsim. Do they tell you what they use it for? Or they just local concern, or they consume it? We need to know what are they using it for then.
Now really you are going. But we will discuss it.
Do they tell you? Do they just give you a hint why they need it?
Yeah, one of the things that they don't tell me, but which I know, is that they are going to use it as food.
The obvious.
The obvious. If you know beyond that what they do, then that one you'll tell us. But as you know, every product can be used in many ways, and like simsim can be used also in many combinations. And you see, Chinese and Japanese have technology that they can use it in many ways. but don't take me there. Don't take me there. But you know, once you begin to see the demand, it means an important product.
Yes.
And maybe it could go beyond food.
And is the northern Uganda responding to this demand?
Yes, I think the northern Uganda is beginning to respond to the demand. By the way, the northern Uganda is one of the most fertile areas. If you move in a move,
They
if
had
you
no
move
time
in
to
Gulu,
cultivate.
yeah, they had no time to cultivate. That was the only challenge. It is so fertile, and I can tell you on this show that I have had people, opinion leaders, including bishops, the bishops who were involved in convincing Kony to get out of the bush. Unfortunately, he refused. They had me went there in the bush. They talked to him. They did now have now started a new campaign of encouraging production for wealth creation. I have had meetings with them. They are willing and ready and have already started to discuss with their folk. And you know, the church is a very good vehicle of mobilization. And they are already doing it.
With that response, therefore, what does somebody in northern Uganda, Gulu, Arua, Lira, need to export what she has produced?
Yeah, that's a good one. First of all, let me begin by saying that going forward, the Uganda Export Promotion Board wants to do what we call matchmaking.
Meaning?
But you get the producers and the buyers and you link them. And then you even help them with negotiations of prices and making contracts. Once that has been done, then we continue to come in to help the producers with documents. And I want to mention on air the documents that you need to export, and there are not many. Because I can tell you already, even there is informal trade, informal cross-border trade.
Smuggling.
I don't want to use the word smuggling. I want to use the word informal, that somebody exports without documents. And they have been doing it to Sudan, South Sudan, and also to Sudan and to DRC.
Allowed?
We don't allow it. We want to encourage formal exports. We want to encourage formal trade because, as I told you last time, exports are zero rated. Exports, when you're exporting, you don't pay taxes. So we want people not to fear the documents. They are simple documents. One, you need a packing list from your company.
The obvious.
Yeah, tell us you have pocketed. Second, we need an invoice. And all these documents, everyone will really know it. These are known by everybody, including we here. The third one, which is very, very important, you need a document that shows that the produce, these goods, the sesame seed is originating from Uganda. And that document,
Made in Uganda.
produced in Uganda, made in Uganda, is called the Certificate of Origin. It's a simple way. You put what product? Sesame seed. Where is it going? China, Japan, Dubai, German. What is the quantity? 1 ton. Who is the exporter? Bwire and Family Enterprises. And we stamp it, then you get that document. Now, when you go to the borders, the customs will require these 3 documents. But before you cross the border, please remember we are now talking of sesame seed.
Food.
Which is food. We need their health concerns. You need a health certificate.
Takes that to the other certificate of phytobichi.
Now, then you need that certificate, what we call phytosanitary certificate. Just call it a health certificate issued by Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. Because then you see you have the packing list, you have the invoice, you have the certificate that allows you to move, certificate of origin, and the health certificate, which you call phytosanitary certificate. These documents, once you have them, you go to the border, the custom, the URA, Uganda Revenue Authority, looks at them. You fill what we call SAD, which is Single Administration Document. Customs has simplified many documents. Now you have one document. You fill it in, you attach your documents.
On top of the documents you issue?
On top of the documents we issue.
There's a document again from
customs.
That document, what is it and what for?
It is called SAD, or you can call it SAD, S-A-D, Single Administration Document, on which now they enter that this is an export. This is an export. It has gone through customs. It has come from Uganda. So for record purposes, you are not charged anything for that document. At that level, once that document has been filled, the goods are exported.
Uganda Export Promotion Board Executive Director, Business Forum discussing simsim from a region which could only listen to guns, now a region producing tons and tons of simsim annually, exporting to Japan, China, and
German, and the trials in USA and Middle East.
That's where the market is. German?
Yes. German, Japan, China, Middle East and Asia, and now trials in USA.
I'm Kenneth Bwire. This is Business Forum.
Welcome back. The shilling continues to depreciate further against the dollar and other currencies. Today, the US dollar is buying at 3,280.91, selling at 3,290.91. The pound sterling is buying at 5,139.69, selling at 5,155.41. The euro is buying at 3,656.3, selling at 3,667.49. The Kenyan shilling is buying at 33.21, selling at 33.31. That's all we had for you on today's Business Forum. Hope to catch up with you next week. From me and the crew, it's a good night.